If you really like this episode, please support our podcast by going to patreon.com/truecrimewives and get lots of great extras. On the Good Wife's Guide to True Crime, we discuss crimes that some may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised.
Dee Dee told me that Gypsy had problems with her salivary glands. One of her seizures made her paralyzed from mid-thigh down.
Dee Dee said she wasn't going to live to be 20 years old.
When people would ask me, oh, what Gypsy has wrong with her, I'm like, there was so much. The list is shorter of what she doesn't have.
Gypsy was wheelchair-bound and suffered from muscular dystrophy and leukemia.
Neighbors say the two were inseparable, and they were very friendly to those who lived in the neighborhood.
Sweet, loving, caring, just full of life.
Hurricane Katrina played a big part in their lives. Their house was devastated. They got relocated to Missouri. At that point, she's telling me she's got cancer. She's shaving her head. So that was pretty elaborate to go from chromosome disorder now she's got cancer.
Gypsy and Dee Dee Blanchard, a mother-daughter team who came to Springfield as self-described Hurricane Katrina evacuees, with a story of suffering that brought an outpouring of support.
When they moved into their home here, it was built by Habitat for Humanity. Hundreds of volunteers worked on the home. It was built with special wheelchair modifications for her daughter.
It just proves that happy endings are not just in fairy tales, they're real.
The enormous amount of medical files was what made me seek out a team to help me. I knew that I would never understand what I was looking at unless I brought on medical professionals to help me. The first person who I approached for this was Titania. She was a longtime friend of Dee Dee's growing up, and I had already spoken with her at great length. And she had offered to give the files a look, but I was hesitant at first. I just wasn't sure if she could be objective enough. I can't begin to express how thankful I am to have brought such a kind, caring, and loving woman on to help me understand what I was reading. But even she realized pretty quick that it was more than me, Tori, and her could handle. We reached out for medical professionals, and the ladies that responded were nothing short of amazing. The medical files have been tricky for us. First, it was terribly hard for us to obtain them, even with Gypsy and Christy's help, because the doctors and hospitals just didn't want to cooperate, and some still have not. After deep diving into them, it's easy to understand why. They are culpable, pure and simple. They performed surgery after surgery, procedure after procedure, when every test, and I mean every test they ran, came back normal. They had to know something wasn't right, and yet they proceeded with anything that Dee Dee requested. So tonight is our second part of our discussion on Gypsy's medical history in Missouri, and it's extremely bizarre. I can't guarantee you'll understand it any better after tonight, because to be honest, it's completely baffling. But what I can guarantee is that you'll know exactly what happened to Gypsy because of Dee Dee's greed and the doctor's complete incompetency. Hey folks, it's time to grab your glass of wine because the Good Wives, Fancy, Colleen, and Christina, are about to serve up another true crime case.
Okay, so this tonight is the continuation of episode 7. Basically, this is all the medical history of Gypsy in Missouri. We realize it's a lot of information, guys. It's probably really hard to get through. It took us years to get through all this information and more. These are the highlights. But that's pretty much where we're at right now. So basically, we're just going to continue on. We'll start picking up in 2008, and we continue on. We'll read some social work notes. We're going to talk about some of her dental work. It's some crazy stuff that happens through all of this. There's a lot of question of Beckerman in this.
There's some social work notes in it.
Right. So you've got a lot to chew on here, and then there's one more episode, which half of it will be wrapping up the Gypsy finally with all of her medical stuff, and then the other half is actually going to be pretty interesting because it goes into more about Dee Dee and her medical history, and then a pretty interesting conversation we had with a different patient of Dr. Flasterstein. So you guys definitely want to tune in for that. But tonight, we've got quite a bit for you on more medical stuff.
Don't go anywhere. The Good Wives will be right back. In every episode, we like to serve up a special dish from the state that our crime takes place. So here's our resident Cajun Mama Ty to tell you what our true crime dish of the week is.
With the holidays fast approaching, and this time of the year being my absolute favorite, I can't wait to share with you my holiday recipe of the day. Yes, it's me, Cajun Mama Ty. Christmas is my favorite time of year, and this year I wanted to bring back my passion for baking. It's been a few years, but this year I've decided to go back to that tradition, giving baked goods as gifts. The recipe I've chosen today is the one I'm planning to share with my family and friends. Today's recipe is holiday pumpkin bread.
On May 16, 2008, she is seen in the GI department. And this time her birthday is in 1995. And her middle name is actually spelled differently than it usually is.
So we've lost 4 years now.
Yep, lost 4 years. And it has that she...
No questions.
No questions at all. It says that she uses her BiPAP at night at home. That she asthma exacerbation plan.
Wait a minute. What's the difference between a BiPAP and a CPAP?
That's a complicated answer. It's usually the flow of air and through the nose and mouth to open up different respiratory passages.
So does she have both?
At different times, yes.
Is that normal?
No.
I'm sorry, I used that word. I know.
No,
not normal. Yeah, that's not normal.
But the interesting thing that I picked out of this document was that under her G2 dependence, it says, once Gypsy displays an interest in eating, we'll restart her home feeding routine. And to ad-lib typical foods, and so Gypsy is showing that she wants to eat by mouth to this doctor. And in this document and documents around it, it discusses how she has these allergies to sugar and processed baked goods and just other random things.
Right. This is the one time that we see this weird sugar allergy thing.
But then in the same document, it says that Gypsy's favorite food is mashed potatoes and gravy. Gravy has sugar.
I remember that one.
Potatoes have sugar. Her Pediasure has sugar. Lots of sugar. So they're prescribing her a formula that has sugar, but she has a sugar allergy?
Which doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, there is not such thing. They just, for some reason, decided they needed
There is a rarity to sugar. I've looked this up many times because when I was working with In Touch for the debunking of the act, and talking about what was right in the act and what wasn't right in the act. And as I've gone through this a little further, there's more things right in the act than there wasn't, that I had, I had to find some stuff. But some of that was the sugar allergy was one of them. Did it happen? Did she really say that? And I said, well, no, she didn't. And then we found this document where it was said, but it was quickly disproved. It wasn't at all like what they show where like the doctor's like, here, try this soda. No, that's absolutely ridiculous. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's basically, she says, well, she's allergic to this. And they go, she drinks Pediasure. No.
Yep. It's just the same thing like all of her other disorders that, we proved that she doesn't, but let's just chart it that she does. She doesn't have seizures, but let's give her seizure medications. She has a sugar allergy, but let's give her Pediasure. It's upside down. It's like topsy-turvy world. But
try it, John. Telling you, there's going to be a little man on an airplane at some point eating the wing.
But then one of my favorite files here, and just like you were talking earlier about how they change her birth date in the notes of things, but not in the actual
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
on 11/3 of 2009, she sees Beckerman. And it's charted that her birthday is in 1995. There is an E at the end of her last name, and there's an A at the end of her middle name. And she's seen at the Children's Mercy. And his note is just very...
Is this the one that Tori read live on Facebook?
Maybe. It's the one
where he says it's like, it's my favorite patient. Yes. And yep.
Yeah. But so, I'm just going to read some brief snippets of his note.
Yeah.
So she has multiple caregivers at Children's Mercy Hospital. She has no respiratory illnesses since last April when I saw her. There was family traumatic event that her mother Dee Dee reported to me that happened recently. She was in the parking lot at a Walmart at 9 p.m. going to shop for groceries, as well as get money orders for her mortgage and electricity bill, and she was approached by a man asking for her wallet. Dee Dee gave the man her wallet and then shot her 10 times with an air pellet gun. She did not require hospitalization, but both of them were obviously traumatized. Gypsy has separation anxiety and has had nightmares. She and her mom are very self-sufficient, and Gypsy gets excellent care. She's usually flown from Kansas City by Angel Flight for her periodic medical surgical evaluations. Evaluations and treatments, which usually take a week. She's had dental surgery since the last time I saw her. She will be coming back in September for a clinic visit with another doctor in neurology. This is a Wednesday. I therefore set her up for an overnight BiPAP titration on that night and was able to actually put her in a hold spot. I don't even know what that means. Holding area?
Yeah.
But then it talks about her medications, her Valium, her Capra. And then he writes, today revealed to be pleasant and delightful as usual. She's a very happy child. She is 16 years old. There was an error on her age charting in her chart. Mom.
I'm sorry.
It says, Mom straightened it out. Had a copy of her birth certificate. She was actually born in 95, not 93. So she's 16. Oh my God. I can't even believe that this.
And see, that's That's not the same one. That isn't the same one. That's a different one. There's one later, where he talks about her being 14 or 15.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. Oh, there was an error of her charting. So she was born in 95, not 93. She wasn't even born in 93. She was born in 91. God damn it. Mom straightened that birth age out.
Yeah, it's just she straightened it out, you know. She doesn't remember anything, but, you know, she's got memory loss, but she sure should straighten that out.
Yeah,
So Dee Dee just whipped out a altered copy of the birth certificate, pretty much.
Yeah. Who knows how many copies of different
She had one with each year on it.
Yeah, no, she did.
Just that sentence that she's 16, there was an error on her age charting. Mom straightened it out.
Knows.
This is not...
Mofo, you know. Right. You saw her in freaking Louisiana. You know how old she damn well is.
Right, this is not the first time Beckerman has seen her. This is like the 100th time he's seen her over several years. This is nothing new. How you... I don't understand.
He fell down, smacked his head on the pavement, and forgot how old his patient was. I mean,
well, just like Dee Dee
maybe
did.
He's the one with memory loss. Maybe he's the one with. Was he in the car accident with her?
Maybe. I want to know when the hell that Dee Dee was shot with some pellets. What the hell was that? That seems to be something quite strange. That in a Walmart she was shot with a BB gun 10 times, but no hospitalization. I really, really doubt it. Because they go to the hospital for nothing.
Signs of trauma to her arms.
Well, there's also no police report for it. We looked for that. There isn't. There's no police report. She didn't report her freaking being stolen. Nothing.
No, but it was just Beckerman. I was shot. We are traumatized. Yes.
We're traumatized. The Gypsy just sits there, nodding along? Yeah, we were. We totally were traumatized, actually.
Nightmares.
Yes, I've had nightmares. Oh, my God.
Like the lies.
It's just, the lies are almost, you know, you guys, I know it's very serious, okay? And we laugh because after 3 years of this shit, it is just... It's to a point where if we didn't laugh, I think we'd all have gone crazy by now. You know, like you said, like, oh, well, you know, she just got shot with freaking BB guns. You know, this is fine. That's normal. Let's just move on past that. You know, like,
right? You get shot with.
Who is making this up?
You get shot with BB gun pellets 10 times, most likely at point blank range because they took your wallet. But then you don't go to the hospital. But when your kid needs her G-tube changed, you go to the emergency room. What is
God forbid I gotta take out a G-tube, but you know, I'm not gonna go when I'm shot with pellets.
It doesn't make any sense.
When you break it down like this, it's crazy. It really is like, wow.
I know, and to me, it's the different dates of birth and spelling of names in the same document. It's like, boo, firework going off. Like, no.
Yeah, me too. And it's crazy because I'm like, what year is this? Like, you would think this is like 30 years ago, because every time I can recall being in a hospital, anytime in like the past 10 years, they're so annoying with the every constant, what's your name and your date of birth? And is this you? Does this match? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, but you just asked me that 5 minutes ago. And she's like, I know, but I have to. And like, how did they do this? Everything, and you'll have one document with different dates of birth, it's just nuts to me.
Well, and saying like that she's got psychomotor retardation and functions at an 8 or 9 year old level. Really? Or paralysis from the waist down? Really?
It's unbelievable.
Grand mal seizures once a month?
And all of this crazy stuff happens to her, but no one has ever witnessed it except for Dee Dee. Ever.
Yep. Only the seizures were only recorded by Mom. Only happened at home. Never in the hospital.
Unbelievable.
Don't go anywhere. The Good Wives will be right back.
OMG. The smell of the holidays is in the air, and my first pumpkin bread is in the oven. I'm ready to share this recipe with you. So once we start the recipe, getting the mixture together, you want to make sure that you preheat your oven and get your loaf pans ready by putting butter and flour on them. Set them aside. Next is my favorite part, putting the mixture together. You combine the oil, eggs, and sugar in a large mixing bowl. You want to get that nice and creamy and mixed together. Once that's done, you're going to add your pumpkin puree with the water and mix those ingredients really well. In a separate bowl, you want to put your flour, baking soda, baking powder, salt, and all the spices. The cinnamon, the nutmeg, the clove. You want to mix that in a separate bowl. And as you are hand mixing, you want to slowly add in your powdered mixture to your liquid mixture, little bits at a time, making sure that it's stirred really well. The last step before you bake, you want to fold in your walnuts and raisins. Pour the mixture in each loaf pan and bake in the oven for about an hour. You will love this recipe. I just want to let you know, I hope that everyone has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from me, Cajun Mama Ty, and all the Cajuns here in South Louisiana.
So on 4/5/2011, Gypsy is now admitted again for surgery. Her date of birth is in 93, but at the bottom of the page, it says 95. And her last name is spelled with an E this time. And she's here for dental work and eye surgery at the same time. In her past medical history, they write the muscular dystrophy of unclear etiology, the mild mental retardation, generalized epilepsy, all the above, wheelchair bound since age 4, paraplegia, dysphagia, she can't swallow right. And so she's going under for eye muscle surgeries for different places. That she has her Nissen fundoplication and G-tube. She's had her tonsillectomy and adenoidectomy. She's had her ear tubes. It says 3 times, but it's actually 4 times. We have the different date of births going on. That she's had the excision of her submandibular glands for hypersalivation. She's had muscle biopsy. That the patient transferred care from New Orleans, and most records were lost after Hurricane Katrina. That Gypsy's been a paraplegic since infancy and using a wheelchair for mobility since 4. That doesn't also make sense. She's paralyzed for 4 years and did no mode of transportation. Usually.
I mean, her mom carried her around, right?
Yeah.
Papoose. It was a papoose. It was a papoose baby for 4 years. Yeah, that's right.
That she had leukemia at the age of 5. That's now in remission. That mom has the memory loss. All the above. And so it's just that she's going under her eye surgery. And then we also have a social work note from that same day that mom reports that Gypsy is 17, but has no documentation at this time to confirm her age. It says all documents were lost when family lived in New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina. Mom in process of obtaining a copy of her birth certificate. And that according to the mother, she and Gypsy have a strong support system with many friends and participation in a Catholic church. Social work.
That's a new one.
Social work educated the mother about needing to obtain legal guardianship through the court when Gypsy turns 18. Mother was unaware of this, And this is where the circuit court in Greene County had to bring in the process and ascertain if she needs an attorney.
And mind you, it's 2011,
Yep.
right? You said?
Yep. 2011.
So for 6 years, she's not had a birth certificate. She's just now requesting a birth certificate. But she had a birth certificate just
this last year. A few months ago.
Yeah.
But that was,
Mm-hmm.
different birth certificate. That's where Beckerman just said that mom corrected her age from 93 to 95. But her actual birth date is in 91. So
are we sure?
Honestly, at this point, no. Actually, the only person I'd trust on this would be like Rod. Like, was she born in 91? Do you know?
When was she born, Rod? When was she born, Rod? Are you sure you were there?
Do you know?
Did you actually hold this child when she was born?
Did she steal the baby? Are we sure?
Right.
Who knows? The social accommodations and how the social worker would call Dee Dee. Dee Dee never returns the call, but then randomly a couple days later, Dee Dee would call. Social work would return her call, but then she wouldn't answer. But then, so she had surgery on the 9th, and then now she's undergoing surgery again on the 12th for her re-recision of the lateral rectus of her eyes. So she's put under for that, and that's where it says everything again. The muscular dystrophy, paralyzed, epilepsy, all the above. But it's just another one of those things where she's having another surgery. And honestly, the eyes are the only thing that could have been wrong. But I've discussed this before. I think Dee Dee actually did that to her by putting her in glasses that she actually didn't need.
Yeah. I concur with that.
Then we're going later into 2011. She's back in the emergency room. Now she's 18. Birth is in 95. And it's a G-tube change again. In 2011. Okay, and then July of 2011, she is taken to the operating room under general anesthesia for a lot of dental caries.
This is where the teeth are extracted, right?
Yeah. A lot. And they write about how bad the decay was, that the very large, very close to the pulp of the tooth. They put on several stainless steel crowns, extracted a lot of teeth. That she soft diet for the 2 to 3 days after dental surgery, but it's
what diet? She has a feeding tube,
right? Like she's supposed to be NPO by mouth. I don't know. It's just another one of those things. One of these things is not like the other. And then the next month is on 8/14/11. So for you guys, you can actually see we got some pictures of some mole mapping that they had done. And so it's just pictures of the different moles that she has pretty much all over her body. That, when they've done any biopsies on them, they're just moles. Everybody has moles. Like some of them are pretty much just tiny little freckles or acne.
Right.
Nothing was ever cancerous. There was nothing actually wrong there. She did have a nevus at one point that they excised and was whatever. But at that time, it fine.
Right.
Later on 11/15 and 11, they were more social work notes and about her sleep studies and how the mom has her own health issues and that she wants to stay at Ronald McDonald prior to the sleep lab appointment. And then they said that Dee Dee could stay in the room with the patient overnight for the completion of the sleep lab. So whenever she has her sleep study, the social workers get her the permission to stay in the room with Gypsy. for those.
Well, that's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
So she can wake her up and hit her and
manipulate
nudge
it.
her, manipulate it.
Yep.
Hi.
Yeah.
Dee Dee called the shots. It's a Dee Dee called the shots everywhere she went.
Mm-hmm. And then again later in 2011, on 12/7/2011, it's Neuro again saying that she is fine, but still is writing about her conditions, epilepsy. They wrote her Keppra a prescription for a year's worth of refills, with no the next follow-up 6 months later.
They actually increased the dose, right?
Yep. They increased the dose of her Keppra despite having no signs of having a seizure.
Wow.
Increased it.
Unbelievable. And this is the medication that we talked about that has a lot of crazy side effects, right?
Yes. These neuromeds are something serious. And to provide refills for a year, they hadn't seen her in a couple months, to say we don't need to see you for 6 months despite increasing your dose.
And despite increasing your dose, but on top of that, like, okay, we're going to give you a year of refills. I mean, seizures.
It's a serious thing.
That's not like, I don't know, I'm going to give you a year of birth control.
Right.
Okay, like, I mean, are you having sex? Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that all year long you're covered with that. All right? Like, that makes sense. But, like, even like, okay, we've got allergies. All right, we'll go ahead and give you a year's worth of allergy medications. It seems to be working. It's been working for 5 years. That's great. Okay, fantastic. Let's keep doing that. But this is a medication that is highly, highly controlled.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I can't.
And now, so that's in December of 2011. So now we move on to
Right.
January of 2012. And this is where it changes on her respiratory system. So Gypsy is seen, E at the end of the last name, 95. And in this clinic note, it said, I had a lengthy conversation with Dee Dee about the BiPAP that she's on, and how that Dee Dee has never brought in the machine to get it read. Ever. To show this whole sleep apnea thing. Never.
Of course not.
But then they sign this prescription, but they say the new CPAP machine. So this is where it switches.
Again.
And so then Mom is concerned about the timing as the family is leaving for Disney on Monday, January 9th, and wanted to take the new machine with them. And if I'm correct, and then 2 weeks later, they left that machine in the hotel at Disney. So they had to get a new one.
I've heard of leaving a bathing suit behind, a flip flop, but I'm just gonna leave something that literally keeps my child alive and well. I'm just gonna leave that behind in Disney. Who fucking cares? That's no big deal.
Yeah,
that's what you forget at Disney. Yeah, I just totally forgot that. I'm sorry. I guess that's my memory loss. That's my memory loss. I have memory loss, guys. I have memory loss. I did not remember that you gave me a machine that I specifically asked for to take with me, and I just left it. I'm sorry. My bad.
Well, selective memory loss Dee Dee had.
So yeah, definitely selective. But then
very selective.
2 days later, so the day before that they leave for Disney, guess who she sees?
Oh, is it Beckerman or Steele?
It's Beckerman.
Yay!
The day before. Gypsy Rose is that 16-year-old girl with an unclassified progressive and severe congenital muscular dystrophy.
Unclassified and severe.
Yep. And then it says that she was admitted to Celebration Children's Hospital in Orlando during the child's wish visit to Disney World, but cut short her trip, which is confusing because literally on her ambulatory clinic note, they said that she was leaving on the 9th. Ooh.
Jesus, Joseph and Mary. It's just.
I know. As I said, it's Springfield's long, but it's
shit.
just.
This is fucking bananas.
But literally, like, says the family is leaving on Monday, January 9th. The next document is she's seen on 1/8 says that she was in Orlando already. And this is by Beckerman again, but says that they were in Orlando, but they had to come back. She hasn't left yet. I don't understand.
And that's the one, I think that's the one where Rod and Christy and them were supposed to meet them. And she told them that they couldn't make it because Gypsy was too ill.
Yeah, it says that she has her first episode of pneumonia and got it in Disney World. But it doesn't make any sense because 2 days prior, she was in the clinic in Missouri saying that she was going to leave on the 9th.
Talking about leaving.
But then here she is on the 8th, and she's
back.
Yeah, she's already back from Florida ill.
Ooh,
and if you look at the bottom of that page, that it says on the bottom in that consultation note, Dee Dee's name is spelled without the E. I can't. I hate medical record keeping. This is stupid.
Unbelievable.
Stupid.
Wow.
My logic for update of her BiPAP machine is for long-term prevention of hospitalization for pneumonia and atelectasis, and improved quality of life is important for this youngster who has survived not only her progressive congenital muscular dystrophy, but also leukemia in the past. I can't. This youngster, she's over 18.
And her quality of life is just...
She's survived this long. I can't.
Oh, my
I can't.
fucking Lord.
I can't, man. This youngster. And just date yourself here, Beckerman.
It's like he's 95.
This whippersnapper.
This whipper. He's all whippersnapper. A very young whippersnapper.
Well, and then he goes on to say that he will discuss this whole thing. It says the thing is just spinning. That he'll discuss with the BiPAP company. Just so that way, that whole sending her BiPAP machine in, she doesn't have to do it because Beckerman called them and said she doesn't need to send it.
Don't go anywhere. The Good Wives will be right back. What if you could be a true crime detective right from the comfort of your own home? Dispatch is an interactive serial mystery that unfolds over several months. Imagine the experience of an escape room in your own home, a new kind of escape called Dispatch. It's a subscription box that is a step apart from everyday entertainment, better than a book, more engaging than television. Think of it as an immersive mystery where you wear the detective hat. The story begins with the first delivery, or dispatch, if you will. In it, you'll find physical clues that lead you to the web and back to the real world to unravel a mysterious crime. Grab a friend, the whole family, and your thinking cap, and get ready to put your heads together for one mind-bending ride, as additional details are revealed with every package. Check out the description for a special link to grab your dispatch box today and start your own true crime detectiving.
So now we're going to talk about the social work note. And Dee Dee and Gypsy arrive to the clinic. Gypsy's going to be there for some lung function tests that day.
Mm-hmm.
And the social worker meets with them briefly just to talk about a couple different needs that they may have. And the main reason that they're talking to her is because apparently the minivan's transmission is having problems and the car needed to be towed, and they just need some resources when it comes to money and getting a car. And this is in June of 2012. And so on paper, this document says that Gypsy was born in 95. So on paper, it means that she's 17. But in real life, Gypsy's 21.
Okay, so I think it's interesting to take note that this was June 4th, 2012, when she was seen, and they spoke to the social worker, which means in reality, Gypsy was a month away from her 21st birthday, I believe. Mm-hmm. And the date of birth that they have for her at the time is in 1995, which means that she would have been 16 going on 17 is what they thought. And it's interesting in the notes where they talk about Gypsy's behavior and her speech. And I wanted Colleen to talk a little bit about that.
Because instead of being 16 going on 17, she is really 20 going on 21. And that is a big difference in the realm of being a teenager and being a young adult. And the notes say that Gypsy is actually well physically presenting, but her speech is clear, but would gather a younger, appropriate age for a younger person.
So basically, that means that while she can speak clearly, she's presenting as a younger person, both in behavior and speech pattern. Is that what I'm understanding here?
Yeah, so she's using words that are meant for a much younger person, because she's not using even appropriate words for a teenager. They're pretty much saying that she's using words that a young, like an 8-year-old would use.
Right. So she's 21 at this point. Gypsy is extremely well-spoken. And in fact, it's not just well-spoken in later time where she's no longer underneath the guise of being this child and working with Dee Dee, but at this time, the people that have been around her describe her as very eloquent and moving when she speaks. And this is why they bring her out for several different functions for the charity Habitat for Humanity, because she just is able to move a crowd, and her speech is very impacting. So with that being said, I would have to say that this is, again, a case of where Gypsy is blatantly being what her mother tells her to do and playing along with this whole ruse. Yeah.
She's just essentially being an actress. And
right.
Because I bet in the car on the way into that appointment, he was like, you have to act young again. Like,
right.
you can't be using, the words we use at home. Act like a 5-year-old. Act like you're watching Nick Jr.
Right. And see, here's the thing with this is Gypsy has been quoted before as saying that the doctors never spoke to her, that she was not allowed to speak to the doctors. She was not allowed to have conversations with them. But many times in the different files, she has been notated as what she has actually said to the doctors, that she was participating in speaking with the doctors. So we've got
So we've got a blatant lie there, along with absolutely her fooling them, not just to think that she's 17 as she's supposed to be based on this birth date, but that she's presenting to be, 10, 11 years old, maybe even younger, depending on what their definition of younger would mean. So, I mean, this is a clear case of her fooling along with her mother.
It's so much financial, mother seems to be under emotional stress because the car needs repairs. Mother doesn't know how she's going to get the money. Mother needs assistance with low-cost transportation or specialized transportation. She's very concerned about the vehicle and its ability to make it to the Hope Lodge. Mother is without a lot of extra funds. So
oh my God.
Dee Dee letting them know I'm just this poor mother with no money and I need a lot of help.
I didn't even see at the bottom that total counseling time 2 hours. 2 hours.
2 hours. 2 hours.
I'm just listening to Dee Dee.
Of nonsense, of absolute nonsense, because let's hear it, folks. She's got thousands of dollars stashed in her damn safe at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yes. So Fancy, you want to read that?
What am I reading?
About the financial.
Okay, well, let's see. It goes, okay, so, hold on. It's freaking out. It's opening in another file. Yay. What are you doing? I didn't ask you to do this.
I just think it's real telling that Dee Dee makes her finances a huge part of this meeting with the social worker.
Okay, let's see. So let's give you a little snapshot here, guys. This is definitely one that I will be including in our Patreon, because this is not really about Gypsy at all, which is funny considering that they're there for, I don't know, pulmonary function testing today. That is Gypsy. But hey, who cares about that? I need my damn van fixed. So it goes on to say that her living situation is they live in Greene County, Missouri. It appears that the mother does have a support system of friends, but they have little family in the area. They're involved in outside interest or groups that they belong to. Lies. There's emotional distress, financial needs, inadequate support system. That goes on to say the patient is disabled and an electric wheelchair for mobility needs. The financial needs, but not that for mobility needs, but not that she has muscular dystrophy, just mobility needs. The financial needs of the family include not having the funds to pay for vehicle repairs. The family has limited support. Mother does not report in front of the family, but appears to be under emotional stress related to car repair needs. Let's see, low cost or specialized transportation. Mother's transportation may have repair bills that will be difficult to navigate. However, patient's mother indicates she will work with them on a payment plan and will have Angel Flight provide transportation to and from the hospital. She's very concerned about their vehicle and its ability to make it to the Hope Lodge where the family is staying, where they should not be staying. She's without a lot of extra funds. She does not know how to pick a garage to fix her vehicle. Folks, she's in her 50s at this point. She doesn't know how to pick a garage to fix her vehicle. And the physician helps mother identify a garage and towing company.
Well, what I find most interesting there is, other than Gypsy's behavior and speech, where they say behavior would appear much younger than her stated age, and her speech was clear but age appropriate for a younger person, they then go on to say emotional, affect or effect, memory, instruments used, all have the note of not assessed due to current needs of family, which was basically Dee Dee needing her car fixed. So yes. Gypsy wasn't assessed for the things that she needed to be assessed for by this social worker because Dee Dee's car took priority over all of this.
Yes.
Oh, and guess what, doctor? They were there to see that day.
Oh, if you say Beckerman, I'm gonna.
It was Beckerman.
Just a guess.
Fuck off.
Mental health was not assessed. Intimate partner violence, law enforcement, child protection services not assessed.
Emotional, not assessed. Memory, not assessed. Spirituality, not assessed.
Dee Dee's financial need for car repairs was assessed.
They were, however, able to obtain the fact that she was Caucasian, folks. That's very important because I don't think I would have known that at all by this report, by looking at her. No, I wouldn't have known that.
No.
Joseph and Mary.
But yeah, so Beckerman was able to help Dee Dee decide where to take the car. And
to his house where he was going to fix it and serve her lunch.
Yep. But this social worker, kudos, because that person spent 2 hours talking to Dee Dee about this car because nothing else was assessed but the car.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 hours.
And we don't see that she actually goes to the pulmonary specialist. She doesn't actually get seen for the function testing today. Yeah? No?
Yep.
No.
Because the time was taken.
Wasted.
Oh. Like you're like, no, Beckerman. Don't say Beckerman.
Don't say Beckerman. Just don't. No. Okay.
Yep.
No, most of the time when you look at goes back to Beckerman.
It always goes back to Beckerman. All roads lead to Beckerman.
Yes.
And if they don't lead to Beckerman, they lead to Steele.
And usually that leads back to Beckerman.
And it leads back to Beckerman. Okay.
Now, I'd like to know on this next document that Colleen is going to talk about, which was October 2012. Was this also Beckerman? I'm trying to look.
See, I can tell you, no, it was not.
Okay, that was the nurse practitioner.
It's a nurse practitioner and then the physician underneath. Like, not gonna butcher his last name.
Okay, I was asking because in the physical exam, the general description is Gypsy Rose is an adorable Caucasian female, which I don't think I've ever seen that in a doctor's notes.
It's one of the few that it's surprisingly not Beckerman, but it's.
Which document is this?
It's a few. It's towards the bottom of the list.
10/34/2012.
Yep.
You are aware that there is no 34.
It's the 24th, actually.
Okay, so she has a sippy cup. This is
yes.
She has a motherfucking sippy cup. Wow.
Yeah, she's adorable with that sippy cup.
Okay. All right.
Have you ever seen that? Colleen, you're in the medical profession. Have you ever seen a doctor put in their notes that the patient was adorable?
No, it's pretty much strictly to like female, identifies as female.
Yeah, I thought that was strange.
I'm getting real weirded out at the multiple different providers using descriptor words for their female patients. Because if a doctor's putting in my chart that this fatty patient or ugly, UGLY,
right?
Descripting words are not allowed, sir.
No. Yeah, I didn't think that was really appropriate.
Nope.
Well, she does interact appropriately in this one, so we're not pretending to be 5. However, she is carrying a sippy cup, so
I don't know. I was gonna say like this is a little rough, so I'm just gonna read you guys a little bit of this. So we're in October of 2012. So there is both physical and mental developmental delay. Paraplegic, needs assistance for activities of daily living. has difficulty with fine motor control, which is specifically fine muscle, so like picking up a pen, writing, the pincer kind of function, like pinching your fingers together. It says can write and feed self. You know, I already see some inconsistencies here. Because she has a feeding tube, but uses sippy as sometimes hands give out.
And now her hands give out on her.
Oh, and she has trimmers as well. There's trimmers.
And she, mom needs to assist because of those tremors. And there's a history of mild mental retardation and cognitively functions at a 3rd grade level per mom. She didn't even go to 3rd grade. And so then there's
she has no recent coughs or colds, so there's that.
Oh, solid.
But she has been identified as a paraplegic since birth. Okay, I'm sorry. This looks.
We're getting annoyed at that one.
Maybe I'm a little. I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure of things, but is it normal to just say that she has a history of muscular dystrophy? I mean, once you have muscular dystrophy, it doesn't just go away and become a history of it, right?
Usually they'll say history of something that could be present, but that one, just like if you see further down where they write acute lymphocytic leukemia, like they put it in remission. So like they're using different tenses here. So it's unsure of what they are meaning at this point. That Gypsy receives 80% of nutrition through the G-tube, 5 cans of Pediasure at night, can eat soft foods by mouth. Favorite food is mashed potatoes with gravy and pudding. But it must be those sugar-free mashed potatoes.
And pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, they make sugar-free pudding, but...
And Pediasure.
I like how they say that she has a history of asthma and is treated with multiple meds. And mother is aware of an asthma action plan, but I don't think we've ever seen an action plan for her asthma. It was just, oh, she's on multiple steroids, multiple asthma pumps, she's on nebulizer treatments, but I've never seen like a plan. When you have an asthma plan, it's supposed to wean you off of using rescue meds.
Oh, but later on, she says that she's not aware of the asthma rescue plan. So,
yeah.
Well, I want to know if she has a list of, okay, well, this doctor thinks we have a plan, and this doctor does not think we have a plan. Well, then this says that she's incontinent of urine and stool. Like,
wow.
Well, her ears are normal this time, so that's good.
Ooh.
She doesn't have anything in her ears right now.
That doesn't have anything like infection-wise. The tubes could be in her ears right now.
Unbelievable.
But so she is at 100 pounds at this visit. Mostly it's just crazy, the things that they write.
I'm totally disturbed by the whole she's an adorable 17-year-old. Like, what? Who even uses those words for a 17-year-old to begin with?
And well, she uses a sippy. Like, no. Oh, and they didn't. Oh, where is it on here? They also didn't check something down here.
Colleen, what does deferred genitalia mean?
Oh, they didn't check it. They defer that exam.
Interesting. Okay.
They defer to normality.
Was she ever seen, now that you just said, was she ever seen by a GYN?
No. And she was told that she had to use pads, but no, not even pads. I'm sorry. She was told that she had to use diapers by Dee Dee because she was too small down there to use anything else, including pads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't recall with all the doctors, I don't ever recall a GYN.
There was. Nope, that's because there wasn't.
No, there was not. Oh, look, there's a mild scoliosis this time too. I haven't seen that before.
Oh, she doesn't. It's just a lot of upsetting.
Logical, no movement of lower extremities.
Yeah,
no
that's it. Yeah,
no
no
movement and no sensation in the lower extremities.
Yep.
So obviously we didn't take out the little bing bing thing that you hit the thing with, and
yeah, the reflexes.
Right. No,
Yeah,
no,
the
we
hammer,
didn't.
nope.
We didn't think that was a good idea. Although we've done it before, and she had normal things. Oh, I'm sorry. There's that word again. Normal. So sorry. I'm sure we're confused.
In this, it shows like that they didn't put in the tone and the strength of her lower extremities because they're normal. They put it decreased tone and strength of upper extremities, but they just didn't test it. They figured, oh well, she's paralyzed, so it's gonna have no strength, no tone.
Right. So we're just not even gonna bother. Okay, I have one question, and this may not be anything. I just don't know what it is. What is oral steroids? Sorry. What is oral steroids 2 weeks ago for red zone?
It's
red
asthma,
zone
I
is
believe, right?
Yep, it's for the asthma action plan.
So red zone is for the asthma action plan that she may or may not know that she has.
Yeah. When you have it, they usually put you on prednisone. I know my doctor will give it to me like it's almost like the Z-Pack that they give for the antibiotics, where you take 2 the first day, and then the next day you take 1, and then the next day you take half, and you wean yourself off of it, and by then your breathing is supposed to be much better. But that's like usually I have to really be suffering for them to give me the prednisone.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know what red zone meant, so that's interesting.
Asthma.
Okay.
So at this time, she was aware of an action plan, and just 2 weeks ago, Gypsy was in the red zone.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. So there's no movement of the lower extremities, no sensation. And now, for the very first time in history, folks, there's decreased tone and strength of upper extremities as well. So now her arms aren't working either.
Well, yeah, now here, this is where she says her hands go out, and that's why she uses the sippy. I don't remember us ever hearing about her hands or her arms.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably supposed to try to start about the muscular dystrophy and, the weakness, and I don't know anymore, guys.
Good God.
But she's not done because just a week and a half later, she's going to go in for some surgery.
Huh.
In November of 2012, she gets put under for anesthesia and admitted to the hospital for overnight following the extraction of 4 wisdom teeth. And this one, I bet Fancy will share with you some photos. They're not fun. But I'm not going to read the page of where it's all those numbers that I'm sure you guys are looking at right now, because that's what it's going to those are all the different stainless steel permanent teeth in her mouth.
Holy crapanola!
That's a lot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24?
Yeah.
24. Oh, wait, there's more.
Those are the procedure codes.
These are the procedure codes.
So you're right. It's still 24.
24. And then procedure codes is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 procedure codes. Existing restoration. Oh, wait, accepted treatment. Nope. Existing restoration. Oh my God.
Yeah, 24 stainless steel teeth, everybody. That's a lot of teeth, guys. Like, the act
teeth do
had
we actually
one
have?
thing right.
Is it 32?
I think that's right.
Is that normal to do so many in stainless steel?
Back in the day, yes. They didn't start doing the resin, and then now they do, or the amalgam, and now they're in like a resin cure. Like, I never had stainless steel fillings. Tim did when he was a kid. So Tim, long story short here, he got amalgam was just coming into its heyday in around 2012, and so this being in 2012 that they were still doing this stainless steel doesn't really surprise me, because Tim the year in 2011 just had stainless steel work done. And but right in 2000,
how many did he have? How many?
he had some fillings. He never had full teeth.
Okay, because I've seen people with maybe one silver tooth, but I've
yeah, that's
someone with a whole mouth full of silver.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Like, did Dee Dee probably requested the silver, so it was more obvious that, well, my poor little girl had to have all her teeth pulled, so that everybody would know that she went through that.
I just can't believe they didn't just do dentures.
Yeah.
It would have been so much
that's
cheaper.
why I honestly think Dee Dee requested the silver. Because why wouldn't 24 teeth needing to be replaced, why not give dentures and give her the most natural look that she can have? She's a teenager.
Right, especially with that she's not even eating by mouth. She doesn't need to have implanted teeth.
Implanted silver teeth.
Unbelievable. So this is all happening. What am I actually looking at here, Colleen? Is this actually happening all at one time? She's getting 24 things?
No. So that's when they're writing her teeth by like a map, essentially.
Okay, so basically they're saying these are what we've counted and this is what's in your mouth.
Yeah. But at this time is when they just removed all 4 of her wisdom teeth.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
But unlike regular dental work, where like I had my wisdoms removed and they were under jawbone, so they had to crack open my jaw and take them out. They put me like under, not with just like the happy gas, like I was like pretty solid knocked, but not general anesthesia knocked.
Yeah,
and
both my girls had to be knocked, both of them.
I just had the laughing gas and Novocaine for my wisdom teeth.
Taking out 4 of her wisdom teeth.
Yep. And then they pretty much they just talk some basic like stuff in terms of the medical right then. So they say like allergies and her feeding regimen, and her BiPAP at home, what the rate is, so that way they can rate her correctly at the hospital. But it says that she gets pureed foods during the day and by mouth, and then 4 to 5 cans of Pediasure via G-tube overnight. And that she's got allergies to milk products. And
yeah, this is the one I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Because how could she now all of a sudden have allergies to milk? Isn't like milk or milk proteins a big ingredient in Pediasure?
Yes. Yes, it
so
is.
Now, okay. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I've never seen, this is the first time seeing milk allergy in all of her files, unless I missed that somewhere, because before I thought her only allergy was the sugar allergy that you can't have.
She's had a couple different allergies back and forth depending on who she's talking to.
Okay, well, with milk here, it says she has what? Vomiting, diarrhea, and dizziness?
Yep.
Dizziness?
Yes.
What?
That one, nope. I don't know why. I don't know why it was added.
Well, I mean, maybe it's from the diarrhea and the vomiting. That doesn't
Or maybe
happen.
she gets so dehydrated that she gets dizzy.
How does she even know she's dizzy?
Well, she's
She can't
intermittently
walk.
constipated too. So hey, there you go.
She can't walk. How does she know that she's dizzy?
I don't know.
But yeah, there's dairy in Pediasure. There's sugar.
Yeah,
in
I was
Pediasure.
pretty sure there was some form of dairy in Pediasure.
Yep. Don't
Wow.
even.
What is the other allergy? Because I see it says see comments, but I don't see, it says other allergy. And what is that? Anaphylaxis? Is that supposed to be anaphylaxis, or is that something I don't know what it means?
No, that's anaphylaxis.
Okay. So what is that other allergy that causes anaphylaxis?
They didn't write it down,
Okay.
but most likely it's the sugar.
Okay.
So
It's interesting to me that like anaphylaxis is very severe and they only put other allergy, but didn't specify what allergy she has that would cause anaphylaxis.
most likely they probably meant to put it with the milk products.
Okay.
Which and it's just it's the laughable moment here when they put that with the milk products and sugar, but put one sentence prior, gets pureed foods during the day and Pediasure overnight.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
But so that's the
no
teeth.
sense.
I thought that was interesting for you to get to take a look at that. And then on the drive, there's like just two things above it is where you'll see the X-ray of her mouth.
The X-ray of her mouth. Wow. Oh, wow. Jeez. So that's okay. So are we looking at missing? So we're looking at the missing teeth in the middle. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And then she's got all these other teeth. There isn't a tooth that doesn't have crap in it.
There's not.
Oh my God.
All
And these
teeth.
are the days. And these are the days. Sorry, not days. These are the moments, because in a few minutes I'll probably get irritated again at the whole thing. But these are the moments where I go, my God, this poor girl.
Yeah.
You know, that's just.
But yeah, but so that's it for 2012.
Don't go anywhere. The Good Wives will be right back. Every great podcast needs a great website. Currently, our mother company, Mad Ginger Entertainment, is building their website using Bluehost. Bluehost is one of the best and most affordable web hosting platforms available. Plans start as low as $2.95 a month, and you can even integrate it with WordPress. So if you need your own website or affordable web hosting, grab our discount link in the description and get your podcast a bigger presence online at low costs.
Hey guys, it's me, Cajun Mama Ty. So instead of doing a French word of the day with the holiday season right around the corner, I decided to read you guys a book today. It is a children's story titled The 12 Days of Christmas in Louisiana by Jean Cassel. The 12 Days of Christmas in Louisiana. On the first day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me a pelican in a cypress tree. On the second day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 2 baby alligators and a pelican in a cypress tree. On the third day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 3 marsh ducks, 2 baby gators, and a pelican in a cypress tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 4 river boats, 3 marsh ducks, 2 baby gators, and a pelican in a cypress tree. On the fifth day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 5 golden horns, 4 river boats, 3 marsh ducks, 2 baby gators, and a pelican in a cypress tree. On the sixth day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 6 ghosts a spookin', 5 golden horns, 4 river boats, 3 marsh ducks, 2 baby gators, and a pelican in a cypress tree. On the seventh day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 7 secret treasures, 6 ghosts a spooking, 5 golden horns, 4 river boats, 3 marsh ducks, 2 baby gators, and a pelican in the cypress tree. On the 8th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 8 secret treasures, 8 bottles of hot sauce, 7 secret treasures, 6 ghosts of spooking, 5 golden horns, 4 river boats, 3 marsh ducks, 2 baby gators, and a pelican in a cypress tree. On the 9th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 9 Cajun crawfish, 8 bottles of hot sauce, 7 secret treasures, 6 ghosts of spooking, 5 golden horns, 4 river boats, 3 marsh ducks, 2 baby gators, and a pelican in a cypress tree. On the 10th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 10 frogs a leaping, 9 Cajun crawfish, 8 bottles of hot sauce, 7 secret treasures, 6 ghosts of spooking, 5 golden horns, 4 river boats, 3 marsh ducks, 2 baby gators, and a pelican in the cypress tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 11 bees a buzzing, 10 frogs a leaping, 9 Cajun crawfish, 8 bottles of hot sauce, 7 secret treasures, 6 ghosts of spooking, 5 golden horns, 4 river boats, 3 marsh ducks, 2 baby gators, and a pelican in the cypress tree. On the 12th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 12 strands of sparkles, 11 bees a buzzing, 10 frogs leaping, 9 Cajun crawfish, 8 bottles of hot sauce, 7 secret treasures, 6 ghosts of spooking, 5 golden horns, 4 river boats, 3 marsh ducks, 2 baby gators, and a pelican in the cypress tree. Les bon temps roulés. Come back now. See you again. Merry Christmas from Cajun Mama Ty and the family here at and the family here in Louisiana. Bonsoir.
Well, we're wrapping up this chapter of Gypsy's medical records, but we still got some more that we're going to get through in the next episode. If we kept all these medical records in one podcast, it'd be like 6 hours long. And that's not easy to do. So I know I tried to break it down for you guys a little bit simpler to understand the allergies that she did not have and why doctors charting it was really, really inconsistently dumb. Went through some social work notes with you guys, and how
crazy.
Dee Dee kind of just misled and lied and tricked these social workers regarding the hotel stays.
It was definitely like gaslighting. Like,
Yes.
I mean, that's where the narcissistic sociopathic tendencies really come forward in these things, because she very much gaslighted those social workers to get the results that she wanted, so that they weren't really asking the questions that they should have been asking.
Yeah, you'll also see a lot of instances where it seems that Dee Dee's big concern is more financial benefit than anything that has to do with Gypsy medically.
Right. Again, why we question Munchausen by proxy solely. So.
And so stay tuned for our next episode. We'll finally finish up the medical records for Gypsy. And then a little brief note on how Dee Dee's medical history has kind of been exaggerated in media portrayals and what it really was.
Thanks so much for tuning in and dishing true crime with the Good Wives.
Don't forget to join our Patreon member club to get the full recipe shared tonight, inside documents and pictures from the case, bonus mini podcast episodes, live YouTube discussion, and an exclusive invitation to our discussion group on Facebook, and get some amazing Good Wives merch.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at True Crime Wives. And for more inside information, check us out on YouTube at Murder by Design, where we're currently talking about a few different true crime cases, from bullying murders to serial killers. We dish it all.
Have a good one from the Good Wives, serving up true crime, one dish at a time.